In 2026, learning AI feels like drinking from a fire hose. Every single day, there's a new model, a new framework, or a new agent. And it has become mathematically impossible to keep up. Even the creator of vibe coding says that he himself has never felt more behind as a programmer. So if you are a developer feeling overwhelmed, this is the only video that you need on AI to finally stop drowning in all the noise and actually join the top 1% of developers who achieve financial, location, and time freedom. But first, who am I and why should you even listen to me in the first place? I'm Bago, and I quit my Fortune 500 job as a software engineering manager to found my own B2B AI consulting firm, AB Analytics, shortly after ChatGPT was released on November 30th, 2022. So this means since then, I have been living and breathing AI 24/7 for more than 3 whole years. And here is the truth. In 2026, the panic that you see online is more than just noise. It has become evident that development is moving up a layer, and it's not about typing syntax anymore as it used to be a few years ago. It is more about connecting pieces. You see, AI today is really good at the verifiable domain, meaning it can write code, it can test it, and it can fix bugs faster than pretty much any human. So trying to beat the AI at, let's say, typing functions would be like trying to sell a typewriter to somebody with an iPhone. You would lose every single time. And most developers currently are acting like bricklayers. They're obsessing over how to lay one brick, in this case, one line of code, perfectly. But the AI is a machine that can lay 1,000 bricks a minute. So if you are trying to compete with the machine on volume, you will become obsolete because there is no way for you to be able to keep up with it. Instead, what you must do is you must become an architect. So the new unlock now is to be the boss of the AI in question. So you need to manage these AI agents. You can think of them as essentially little robot employees. And you need to give them the right memory, the right tools, and the right permissions to do what you need them to do. So we are entering the era of what I call the stitcher. Your value is not in the code that you write anymore, but rather in how you stitch or connect these various AI tools together, these agents together, to build something that actually solves a problem. And I remember I was consulting for a founder recently who told me, literally, I don't need 10 more devs writing code. I just need one dev who can stitch a customer service agent to our payment gateway so we can actually process refunds without a human in the loop. And this is the profound shift that we're seeing. It basically means that the winners won't be the people who code the fastest or the best or the people who win at these hackathons. The winners now will be the developers who build the best system that builds the code. So you need to stop memorizing syntax and actually start learning orchestration, more specifically, how to orchestrate these AI agents. Now, before we get to the second principle, there is a reason why this transition from just regular coder to sort of like an architect/CEO feels so difficult. It's because nobody taught you the business logic required to run these systems. Your job didn't, neither did your university education. So as a result, I created a specific roadmap for this transition called Code-to-CEO, C to C. Click the link in the description below to learn more about it. Now let's take a look at the trap that actually destroys most developers who try to use AI. You see, this brings us to our second principle. Everybody has begun outsourcing their thinking to the AI. They are letting the models do the thinking for them. They are letting the models dictate the logic. And this is especially dangerous with vibe coding, where you write what you want, the AI writes it for you, you hit accept, and you ship it. And you don't even read the code because, well, it was vibe coded. And I have seen world-class experts time and time again make catastrophic mistakes when they stop thinking and their brain goes on autopilot. I have seen companies lose critical data because an engineer trusted the vibe code instead of actually manually checking the logic behind the AI. So you have to remember, even when using the AI, sure, the AI can write the function, but it cannot understand the context. It does not know why the customer is angry. It does not know the nuances of your specific business constraints and the problem that you are solving. It doesn't know that if you change, let's say, this one specific variable, you might crash the entire production server during Black Friday. So this is where you, the new age software engineer, has to come in. Essentially, we need people now who can bridge this non-technical world to the technical, meaning critical thinking has now become the new coding. You need to take a look at a messy human problem, let's say a supply chain bottleneck or a marketing failure, and you need to be able to translate that into precise instructions that the AI can understand. So you need to think of it this way. Imagine the AI is a Ferrari. It's very powerful, it is extremely fast, it looks good, everything about it is amazing, but imagine it doesn't come with a steering wheel. Essentially, you're just gonna go and crash into a wall going 200 miles per hour. Because you, the software engineer, are now the steering wheel. You have to learn how to speak the language of the business, so in terms of profit, loss, customer satisfaction, and you have to speak the language of the machine as well, so in terms of latency, tokens, and function. AI will take over the boring stuff that you do, but it is not going to replace human judgment, at least not yet. So if you let the AI think for you, you become a commodity. If you think for the AI, only then can you be really called an architect. Now let's move on to principle number 3. And I would say this is the hardest principle to grasp, because the reason you feel behind is not because you aren't smart. It is because you are holding on to an old identity. You tell yourself that, oh, I'm a back-end dev or a front-end dev or I'm a full-stack dev. But these are all stories that you tell yourself at the end of the day to feel safe. But in a world where that changes pretty much every 24 hours, safety is a very big illusion. I myself have had to reinvent myself multiple times, from Fortune 500 manager to founder, from employee to consultant, and at each stage, I had to let the old version of me die so the new version could actually live. Your identity as a software engineer is like a snakeskin. You can shed it. In fact, you have to shed it. Most developers are suffering from the sunk cost fallacy. You spent 4 years getting a degree, most of you watching this even longer because you probably have a PhD. You spent another 5 years, let's say, mastering a specific stack, so you feel like if you stop using it, you have wasted your time. But you didn't waste your time. You actually trained your brain how to think this entire time. The only thing that happened is the tool now changed. So imagine a gladiator. If you give a gladiator a gun, does he refuse it because he spent years using the sword? No. He's gonna use the gun because his goal isn't to necessarily use a sword, but rather his goal is to win the battle. So the world as of right now in 2026 does not need more people who can write a sorting algorithm from scratch. The world right now needs software engineers who can solve real problems and who can do so as fast as possible. So the real risk is not that AI will replace you. It's that you will be replaced by somebody who isn't too proud to use AI to do the heavy lifting for them. So yes, it is okay to feel behind, because even Karpathy said he felt behind. But even then, he wasn't admitting defeat. He was admitting that the landscape had now shifted. That feeling of being overwhelmed as a developer in this day and age is just growing pains. It means that you are actually awake. You're paying attention to your surrounding. You're aware that the old maps do not work in this new territory that we are in. So as you watch this video, don't try to learn everything instantly. Don't try to master every single new framework that launched on Twitter. Just build one small thing, take 2 agents, stitch them together, and solve one real problem for yourself first before you move on to somebody else. And that is how you begin shedding your skin. That is how you become the architect. But to do that effectively, to really be this bridge and the stitcher, you need to know how to speak the AI's language. You need to know how to give it the right instructions so you act as that bridge between the problem and the solution. And this is the most important skill that you can learn right now to control these systems. I made a completely separate video that you can watch right over here where I show you exactly how to do that. It breaks down everything detail by detail, and it has everything you need to control the output of any AI. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good one.